Hey, good morning. It's another beautiful day here at mile 31 of the Appalachian Trailer, Blairsville, Georgia. So this morning, Mary's going to start with the weather and water, and then after, we'll move on to some uh, around the world trail chatter. Okay. There you go, man.
Thank you, Donald. Good morning, everybody. Right now in Blairsville, it is 71 degrees with fog, and I can see the fog outside our window, and it is quite dense at the moment, so leave some extra time if you're heading out. Today, a high of 87 degrees in Blairsville with cloudy skies early, followed by partial clearing. A shower or thunderstorm is possible. Tonight, 68 degrees, a few clouds, and a shower or thunderstorm again is possible. The winds are light and variable today and tonight. Up on Blood Mountain today, we're looking at a high of 79. It's going to fall to 73 degrees this afternoon. There will be fog between 7 and 8 a.m., and then showers and thunderstorms are likely, and there will be some sunshine. 5-mile-per-hour winds and a 60% chance of rain. Tonight, 66 degrees with showers and thunderstorms likely before 1 a.m., mostly cloudy. 5 to 10 mile per hour winds and 20 mile per hour gusts. Make sure you're checking for loose branches and limbs when you're setting up camp. And there is a 60% chance of rain. All right, water on the trail right now is fairly good. The reliable sources do have water, but the other sources that are seasonal can start drying up. Some hikers I picked up yesterday at Hog Pen Gap and brought them back to their vehicle at Dix Creek. They did say that from Neil Gap to Hog Pen was rather dry. Hog Pen is dry with the water source there. They went up to the Whitley Gap shelter and they stayed there overnight, and they said that the water was flowing wonderfully. So if you're needing water in that area, it is a 1.2 mile walk down to the shelter and then back. It's a gorgeous area, so well worth the walk. But if you need water, they definitely have it at the Whitley Gap shelter. And then make sure you're topping off at Hawk Mountain Shelter. You do have 6.2 miles if you're hiking north until you reach Justice Creek. You will be able to get water at Justice Creek. And then before Blood Mountain, Slaughter Creek had water, but it is one of the areas that does dry up in the summer months. We've had a lot of rain, so it's had some trickling going on, which is more than usual in the summertime. Make sure you're watching for snakes. It's that time of year. They're out sunning themselves across the trail on rocks. If you're going to sit down, check logs, stumps, rocks, your area. Cow Rock does have those boulders that has the copperhead nest in it. All right. Ongoing bear warnings and closures in the Great Smoky Mountain National Park. Closures are campsites 90, 23, and 96. All the shelters are open, but it doesn't mean there's not bear activity. It just means let's be cautious and always be aware of our surroundings. And then warnings, Charlie's Bunyan. Campsite warnings 21, 86, 15, 64, and 65. Let's remember to practice proper food storage and leave no trace out on the trails wherever we're hiking. All right, Donald. I'm going to turn it over to you now, and we've got some other stuff going on that I'm going to let you talk about.
Sweet, thank you.
You're welcome. There's that. Here's this.
All right. Looks like it's foggy out this morning, eh?
Foggy.
All right. Good morning, guys. And so this is what we got going on around the world for hiker news. And so we will start with a hiker rescue in Montgomery County, Maryland. A hiker was airlifted from the Billy Goat Trail Sunday in the Potomac, Maryland, and Potomac at. Blah. Excuse me, guys. Let me start again. So, hiker rescue, Montgomery County, Maryland. A hiker was airlifted from the Billy Goat Trail Sunday in the Potomac, Maryland, after suffering a medical emergency, according to Montgomery County Fire and Rescue officials. The hiker, Mike Scott, was transported around 1:15 p.m. as a Priority 2 patient in serious condition. Scott shared with News 7 that his diagnosis was heat exhaustion. Temperatures rose over 90 degrees that day. I was with a meetup group and lost sight of them after a wrong turn was made after the biggest scramble on the hike, said Scott. Though he remained conscious, his companions decided his pale complexion and vital signs warranted medical attention. The remote location of the incident necessitated the use of the helicopter for a hoist extraction. I actually saw some pictures of that, huh? The lesson Scott's taking away, I think Gatorade is better for this time of year and activity, he said. Great, yeah, all right. So he did take away something from it. You know, definitely have electrolytes. Those are so important, man. And don't overhydrate either, guys. You can overhydrate. All right. Let's see.
I just put that down. There was some, warm weather information and a good ideas out hiking and hotter temperatures.
So we have hydrate, electrolyte, shade, breaks, don't hike in the heat of day, appropriate clothing. All right, let's see what we got going on, man. In Kentucky, in Louisville, Kentucky, rescuers pulled a man to safety after he fell off a 50-foot cliff in the Red River Gorge area in southeastern Kentucky. On July 17th, the man left his home in the evening and went into the woods. When he didn't return the next morning, his family went to search for him. They heard him crying for help below a cliff in the area of the Tar Road in Rogers, 65 miles southeast of Lexington. Officials said the man fell 50 feet and then continued to tumble down a steep hill and a series of smaller cliffs. When you think about falling down a hill, even I do it, man. You think you're just going to kind of roll down and catch yourself, but that is absolutely not what happens. Once you get on that roll, it's hard to get control of yourself and balance again, and you could hit a rock on the way down or a tree. So super dangerous, man. And I'm glad this dude was able to obviously get out of his situation or escape his situation. A paramedic rappelled down to access him, and the team lifted the man up by a rope system and basket. He was then carried out of the woods to a waiting ambulance and taken to Clark Regional Hospital in Winchester, Kentucky. No further info. Told family his plans making it an easier search, too. So that's good, man. Always tell someone where you are going. Leave an itinerary. Text your friend or your family member where you're going, or tell them, or write it down and leave a note, whatever you have to do.
And when you should be back also. That
Exactly.
way they know to look for you.
Exactly, dude. All right, and so next we have a mountain lion attack, guys, in Washington State. A 4-year-old child was injured in a mountain lion attack on July 20th near the Victoria Overlook area on Hurricane Ridge in Olympic National Park in Washington. All right, and so what was it? Little Ann and Old Dan from the Red Fern, man, is what it reminds me of, and Little Billy. And so, but there was no Little Ann and Old Dan. The child was walking with their family in a popular trail when the collared mountain lion bit them. Rangers were alerted to the attack at 3:15 p.m. Clallam 2 fire rescue and paramedics and park staff responded swiftly, transferring the child via life flight to Level 1 Trauma Center in Seattle for treatment. Wow. Park rangers, assisted by a K-9 team, began searching for the cougar immediately. The rangers located and killed the mountain lion on July 21st, ensuring no ongoing threats to the public. The incident is under investigation, and witnesses are encouraged to call the authorities. 888-653-0009. And you guys can look that up, of course, man. Clallam. Clallam is the fire department, I believe, and paramedics. So, all right. And so we have another hiker rescue in Madrid, Iowa. So Boone County rescues. I just read this one too. So Boone County crews helped rescue a hiker who was injured while exploring the trail at Ledges State Park. According to Boone County SAR, the 911 call came in Sunday around 10:20 a.m. from a caller who said his brother fell and likely broke his ankle on the Old Indian Trail in Ledges. Boone Fire Department and Boone County Sheriff's responded to the scene and found the hiker was in an inaccessible location because recent rainfall and left slick trails and some flooding. Boone County SAR was called to assist. Crews arrived and spent nearly an hour working through unstable footing, using a rope system to stabilize the man and get him to safety. No further information. All right. So yeah, that's what we have going on for today. We didn't do anything for our little sideshow.
I'm pondering some things in my mind that I want to touch on, and they're going to take me a little bit longer to go into. I want to kind of go into depth on some of them.
Okay,
So
sweet.
I will have something prepared, hopefully for tomorrow morning.
All right, and so I want to give a heads up to people, man. Let's follow Leave No Trace. The Bears are bad this year, man. Everything is bad, and it has to do with everything. I'm not blaming one group of people, or I'm blaming all of us. And I'm gonna say this: that even here, like here in Georgia, I can't speak for other places, but I can speak for Georgia, and I can say that throughout the years, I've watched this place grow. And I've watched houses push up further near the trail, being built, businesses, everything, man. Just stuff being built out here, man. It's growing, and so, in the last 10 years, man, I've watched them tar all the veins coming up into this mountain, into these mountains, man. And not only that, they widened the veins, and also, and when I say veins, I mean roads, and so they've also. They've put up a bunch of businesses like fast food places all along the highway, man, where there wasn't any. And so they are definitely growing to bring people up here to generate money, which needs to be done. This is one of the poorest places I've ever seen, actually, man. And it's grown a lot. And, you know, I watched other people, like these old families, wanting to keep the newer businesses out. And as they were growing and becoming more populated, there was no jobs for anyone. And it doesn't make any sense. It's okay for these old families that have millions of dollars set back, but what do you do when you have, these kids of these people, when they kick them out on the street or whatever, man, and they have no place to go, man, and then they can't get a job, and you don't want them living off of you or whatever, man. So there's all these people, man, just living in poverty, dude, living off Section 8 and food stamps and stuff, man. I mean, this place has some poverty going on. Anyways, they've built this place up, man, and as they've built closer to the trail, and the tourists come in, man, and they're pushing all this bear right into like this center where the woods it's like this strip that goes up through between the towns, man, and the bear are just in this strip of land, man, where the trail runs through. I call this the Central Park of the Chattahoochee Forest down here, man. I call it the Central Park of Atlanta or Georgia. I mean, it's literally, I think that's what's going on, man. I'm pretty sure, I'm 99.9% sure that's what's on, man. And that's what I've seen. And I watch the growth because, I mean, I own a business out here. And so I need to know what's going on out here so I can plan accordingly with our business, man. And so I'm always watching what's up and watching the flow of traffic and figuring out ways or what do we want to do to keep our business flowing, man, and how do we capture the people that come up here and get to the hotels and they go to they're not hikers, they're going to like the casino that's 30 minutes away in Murphy, or they're going to the waterfalls or going down to Helen to do tubing or zip lining or there's wineries everywhere up here, man. And so so there's all these barns too. We get tons of calls for weddings. I mean, all the time people wanting us to do weddings. We don't do weddings. We've done a couple of them. And we're just not interested in it, man, because it becomes a complete mess. And people don't want to pay or what it takes to rent to us, man. And so I charge $1,000 down for a deposit for weddings. Right. And I charge, $1,000 a day pretty much per car, depending on what is needed. Now, and so, but they've rented us for the whole day. And so not only that, we have to watch out for our vehicles, because when someone pukes in our car, which we've had done in Jeff's car, actually, wasn't it
It was, well,
it was the bride.
yeah, it was the bride and the groom that he was taking them back to the cabin, and he stopped many times on the way back for them to be sick on the side of the road.
And so if someone pukes in your car, man, it's going to cost $1,000 to clean that up. You can't just go and clean it up and call it good. You have to have a professional come in and clean that stuff up, man. And that's going to cost you $1,000.
That's a hazard. It's a biohazard.
It is. It most definitely is. And not only does it cost you $1,000, it costs you $5 to $1,000 for a day of just sitting still because your car now needs to go in, and you have to make that appointment. Now you can't use that vehicle anymore either, man, because it's a biohazard. So we just don't do weddings. But I'm always whoops, I'm sorry.
No, I'm good.
But I'm always watching what's going on out here, and I believe that the bear are being pushed into this little strip right here. This little strip that runs all the way to Springer Mountain. If you look on Google Maps, guys, go ahead and look it up, man. Look on Google Maps on the overview and look at what's going on, man. Meaning, look at the two sides of the trails. Look at the towns. Look at the houses that are all along there. Look at all the places. And, you know, that with everyone coming out here and just there's just so much going on, man.
Yesterday, I'm sorry, but just speaking about bears being out there, he was too fast for me to turn on my video yesterday, but I was heading down into Helen to pick up the riders. And I was probably about a mile before the end of the Richard Russell Highway, or 348, going down into Helen. Little bear cub, maybe about this big. He must have had mama somewhere. Either she was already down in the ditch or she was coming off the mountain. He was like in the road and then immediately gone. He was cute.
Yeah.
That's
Was
just
it a
what I
little
want to
one?
say. Oh, yeah, he was probably.
It's funny because I have a
Tiny.
friend named Bob Collins. I don't know if you know him.
I do not.
He's a mountain crossings dude, but he lives around the area, and so I'm friends with him. But he posted a picture of, I believe, probably that cub and mother, because there is a cub, two cubs, or a couple cubs and a mother that's wandering around in that area, man. And he caught him up here off 348 on Russell B. Scenic up by Hog Pentesnity area. They were up in a tree, and she was nursing them.
Well, remember when we were going up to Hog Pen, as we
yeah,
were
those
starting
cubs,
to climb, the two
yeah.
cute little heads that popped up out of the bushes that we wanted to get a video of, but they were too quick, and I think they were sitting there eating berries because there's briars there with the blackberries on them, but they were cute. So a lot of activity right there in that area.
Tons of activity, man. Tons of it, guys. So please, I mean, be super aware of your surroundings. And when you camp at night, man, make sure you're looking for signs of bear scat. The trees will be all tore up. The trees on the side of the trail and then the area will be tore up because the bear are tearing at that stuff. It could be hog too, but it's most likely bear. You don't want to run into a hog out here either, guys, man.
Also, for bear activity, if you're going to camp at the shelter, even if you're not staying in it, read the journal. People might write
Most
about bear
definitely.
activity at the
Most
shelter.
definitely, bro.
It's another way of being aware of what's going on around you.
Yeah, dude, definitely read the journal, listen to what people are saying, man. And then, you know, pitch your tent or do whatever you're going to do, but hang your bags. Make sure that they're hanging correctly, man. Don't just hang it up there and because you're done with it, that's it. Be smart, guys, or someone's going to get hurt, man. I hate being like this, dude.
But it's the truth. People need to be safe. They need to take precautions with their food and their gear and anything that smells. And it's for the safety of everyone, us
really
and the
is.
bears and all the animals out there. So if we all are safe and practice good, leave no trace, and proper care of our food and items, we can all enjoy the forest.
Yeah, I hate being the guy that has to say, don't do this, man, or please do this, or, you know, it's not the most popular thing, trust me. People, you know, they call it gatekeeping and shit, man, and it's like, I'm absolutely not gatekeeping. I'm just trying to keep or preserve the experience or the magic out here, man, because, you know, I've said this in the past, and I don't think people have actually, not everyone has probably heard this from me, but, you know, when you keep taking from the trail, man, you keep taking and taking and taking, and you don't give back to it, man, that magic is going to be gone, man. It's that people are just going to use it up, and there's not going to be any magic left. And so we need to take care of the trail, man. And it's so important to follow the rules, man, even if you don't like them. I don't like some of them either, man. But that's just the way it is, man. It's the only way to keep organization. I can't think of what I want to say, but
If
We-
we don't take care of it, it'll eventually be taken away from us in one manner or another. And if we each do our part, we get to continue to enjoy the trails here, everywhere in the country, in the world. Let's not lose what we have.
definitely. And so, tomorrow, man, I'm going to write up some stuff, man. And it's not going to be on this type of stuff. It's going to be about businesses, actually. And I want to talk a little bit about fly-by-night services, businesses that are here or wherever that are legit businesses that, that are insured properly and are organized and yada, yada, yada. They just do all the right steps to keep a safe, reliable business. And then I want to talk about fly-by-nights and people that think it's okay to come to someone's town and run a fly-by-night business for the few months that they come here or whatever they're doing, or they stick a hostel up right next to another hostel, or this damages the community. I've never seen anything so cowboys and Indians, man. It's really disorganized, and I don't understand why people are doing that.
I don't either.
I seen a business go up in a certain town here, and then someone came in right next to him and another person, and it's like, why are people coming down into these towns and doing that? That's illegal, actually, in other states. I don't know why it's not illegal here. You have to be within a certain distance to run another business. And why would someone come and build a hostel right next to another hostel, man, so you can fight with each other on the business? There's only so much of it out here.
And I think that too, once they do
It's
come.
not fun and games, man. This is real business, man. These are people that are trying to survive. And then these people just come down here and do that. And then they get mad because you say something to them. You know what I mean, man? They actually get mad because you're like, hey, man, you're interfering and legit businesses here, man. And then I've been threatened before, actually, by a couple people, but,
And when they do come, a lot of them don't last very long because I don't know what they're thinking in their head. You have to put in work for this.
You most definitely do.
While they're here, they mess up the flow of what's going on out
The
here
money,
for
everything.
us established businesses. And then once they've left, because usually it is a failure, because for whatever reason, we are still doing damage control from the way that they've practiced or behaved or whatever it is they're doing, depending on the type of business that they are. So that's, we have to pick up the pieces after
That's right, dude.
to get it back in the rhythm that it normally flows in, that people come and disrupt because they have no respect for anybody but themselves.
That's right, man. And it doesn't make much sense to me. It really doesn't. I'm just completely blown away that people think that's okay to do. I mean, how would they like it if we went up to their area and just kind of did whatever we wanted to do? And, or if they were whatever their business is, their sandwich shop, and I come in and make a sandwich shop, lower the prices on my sandwiches and have premium meats and premium quality meats and whatever to make these sandwiches, all the bread's all organic and stuff, but I have cheaper prices than Jimmy over here that's buying the, a couple tiers down products, man. That's what this is kind of like, man. Except for they don't come in with a premium service. They come in with a clown show circus, sideshow circus type deal and disrupt the flow of business and the energy down here. And so what Mary and I are going to do is write something up. It may not be tomorrow, but I'm definitely going to build a video on it because I've just been watching it for too long, man, and it needs to be talked
It's a
about.
very important one to touch on. I wanted
It
to
is.
talk about that for a long time, and
Yeah, and
yeah.
it, right now I think if someone doesn't say something, man, I've said stuff in the past, and it falls on deaf ears, man, because people don't quite understand what's going on out here, man. I call it the dark side of the trail. And so I have for years, and I've been wanting to talk about this, and we've touched on it a little bit, but like I said, a lot of people don't want to listen to it, man. You know what I mean? People get offended. Like I said, I've been threatened out here, man, because I said something to a person because they were doing stupid shit. And I was just like, bro, I mean, cut the shit, man. What is your problem, dude? And so he was actually hurting the businesses out here. And so anyways, that's going to be our next subject. So stay tuned, man. If you want to talk, if you want to hear us talk about the trail and the dark side of the trail and the truth from people that have been here for a decade, man, doing this, keep watching, man.
That's right.
Do you have anything else you'd like to say?
No, I'm good, thank you.
All right, sweet guys. If anyone needs anything at all, give us a jingle. One love, peace.